Well, it is Burn Awareness Week, and this year, BC firefighters are talking about safety in the kitchen. For more on that, we are joined by Gayanne Pacholzuk, a retired firefighter with the BC Professional Firefighters Burn Fund. Gayanne, thank you for taking the time today.
Thanks for having me in, Paul.
So let's talk about kitchen fires. Like, how big of a problem have they become?
Well, we were provided with some very alarming stats from the Office of the Fire Commissioner for 2021, and as reported to them by fire departments around British Columbia, there was close to 700 cooking-related fires, causing over $56 million in damage and property loss. Further to that, there were sadly 3 deaths in those fires and 31 further injuries. So those are pretty alarming stats for 2021. Because these fires are mostly preventable in the kitchen.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you would assume it may have gotten worse during the pandemic since more people are staying and probably cooking at home. So what were some of the main reasons for these kitchen fires?
One of the big reasons, and like you said, our offices are at home, our schools are at home, our daycare's at home. People are getting distracted. So number one tip, when you're cooking, stay focused on the task at hand. Stay in the kitchen. Set a timer. Be there, be aware of what you're doing. Another big focus for people would be, while you're preparing hot liquids and hot foods, have a kid and pet-free zone of about 1 meter around those areas. It's really important to promote both burn and fire prevention, because children can quickly be burned, as we all can, and it can happen in an instant but change a life forever. One other tip, know the temperature you're supposed to be cooking at. So if you're cooking something with oil and grease, make sure it's not on too high of a temperature. Again, the focus should be on cooking on that stovetop and not on your computer in the living room.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's never bad to set a bunch of timers or even ask Alexa to set you a timer or whatever, so that you can have constant reminders that things are either in the oven or on the stove. Say you do encounter something where something flares up quickly. What's the first thing you should do?
Well, very simply, if you safely can put a lid on it, put a lid on it. Another good idea is a cookie sheet. Might be able to grab it from the cupboard, just place it on top, and when you can safely turn off the heat. So if you eliminate the source of heat, smother that fire, it's gonna go out. If it's in your oven, keep the door closed, therefore you're smothering it, and turn the heat off. So those are a couple simple tips if a fire does flare up on your stove or in your oven.
This might be a question you might not know the answer to, but is there a common dish or something that people are often cooking when they do see a fire flare up?
You know, I've investigated over the years in my career many fires, and a lot of them were due to grease fires and just leaving that pot or pan on the stove, and just walking away or leaving the house or doing some yard work. So those were a lot of the reasons that these fires have started. So again, very preventable fires, and the BC Professional Firefighters Burn Fund and the Office of the Fire Commissioner want to just make the public aware of these tips and these statistics. So you just stay in your kitchen.
Yeah, fair enough. It's National Pizza Day. I've been guilty of leaving a pizza in the oven far too long, but thankfully I remembered it. Just finally, Gayanne, just talking about overall fire safety. I know smoke alarms are a big one we continue to talk about, and we should, but what are some other things people can do to keep themselves and their families safe?
Well, as you said, working smoke alarms are so important. They save lives. Make sure you're testing them monthly. Make sure they're actually working. Have a home escape plan in your home. Doesn't matter if you live in an apartment or a home. Make sure you have a plan to get out and stay out and meet somewhere. So when the fire department does arrive, they know that everyone is out of the house safely. They don't want to have to go in and look for anyone in the house. So have a little meeting place. Kids love practicing home escape plans. Get them involved. Have them draw a picture of the house and the escape routes out of the house. That's a really good family task that can be done super easy. That would be one of my number one tips for every family and individuals.
Yeah, such great tips, an important conversation. Gayanne Pacholzuk, thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Paul. Have a good day.
You too.